Hey everybody, it's Julie. Welcome back to Row & Co Farms. So I wanted to do some updating on our flower farm site and the planting and the stuff that we've been working on for the flower farm. So I know I have done a video a while back about the site of our flower farm. We had started tilling and working an area on the back side of our property. We have since decided that we are not going to use that site. I'm going to go a little bit smaller. I'm a little worried about how much I'm going to be able to actually accomplish. I've been doing like a flower farming school course, and I want to make sure that I can accomplish stuff. I also want to make sure that it's manageable and that it's closer to my house versus where it was. It was still close, but it was not as close, and I think the new location will be a little bit better. So I was just going to show you guys that and explain it to you a little bit, and yeah, go from there. So you may recognize this is where my normal garden is. You can see the raised beds back there and all along the side here. And so we're going to be using the rest of this empty space in here. Of course, that's the old chicken tractor that's going away, and we're going to turn that into a little bit of like a greenhouse situation. But so this rest of the space is going to be the flower farm area, and I think it's going to be plenty. So let me flip you guys around here and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this space is pretty big. It's fenced off and it's right behind. So this is our barn, and our house is on the other end down there. So this is all kind of fenced in area. Our cow pasture is back here. There's our chicken coop. And then all of these raised beds are where we've had all of our vegetables, still do. So we have garlic in here. There's some other cabbages and stuff in here. But anyway, so we're gonna slowly start to convert. So there's a whole bed back here. This was a no-dig bed. I just have to kind of mess with that a little bit. It needs some weeding. So we're gonna be turning this whole space, mainly this empty space down here, into our like market garden beds for the flower farm. I am also using some of my raised beds. I have ranunculus planted in there. It's a little bit of a mess right now, y'all, but it's okay. It's a work in progress. So I have another like no-dig bed right there. I have another no-dig bed. You can't really see it. It's along that fence back there. So the trailer will get moved. The old chicken tractor will get moved. This one raised bed is also going to get moved like over here. So that will give us a really, really big space to put in those like market style rows. And I think I'm going to be able to fit about 7 rows across, and it's about 50 feet long. So I think that's going to be a great amount of planting space. Like I said, plus I have this whole row here. I just need to do a little weeding in here. I'm going to plant this row, and then I have kind of all these others, but most of this will be reserved for my vegetables. I'm still going to grow my food. So anyway, so today I'm just going to be like kind of laying out some stuff, the measurements, and I'm also going to like start one of my no-dig beds. I just have to do them one at a time and start building them. So that's where I'm going to start, with one. Wanted to touch a little bit more on the no-till, no-dig method that I'm using here. Basically, I'm in Georgia. Our soil here is clay. It's hard as a rock, and it's has good nutrients, but it's just not very workable. So instead of just tilling the ground every year and disturbing what is happening under there, we're just gonna go on top. And that's gonna build up the soil basically on top versus trying to dig into what's already down there. So we're gonna put down cardboard as a weed barrier. This will break down over time. So this is not like a permanent weed fixture, but this will hopefully be enough to exhaust the weed bed underneath. As we go through the season, I'll have to pull some weeds, but they won't be nearly as strong as they would as if I just threw straight dirt down on the ground without putting down some type of barrier. So with that being said, I've got all this cardboard. My husband collects this from the HVAC work that he does, and so this is really heavy duty cardboard. Most of it doesn't have a lot of ink on it, but either way, I use cardboard. Some of it is inked, and that's just how it is. I try to recycle as much as possible, and we pull all the tape off of any of the boxes, and then we just lay them all out. So these beds are 60 feet long. They're gonna be 3 feet across, with 3 feet of space in between each bed. So I'm gonna lay all the cardboard out, and then I'm gonna start to scoop compost on top of this, and that will, I'm gonna do at least 6 inches, so nice big thick layer, and we will plant directly into that compost. That's how I'm gonna set up all of the market rows here. This is just the first one, and it's gonna take me several weeks to get them all done, since I'm hand building them all, but once they're in, these will be here forever. And so then as we, succession plant, or, as seasons change, you add a little bit more compost to the top of your rows to, amend them, add some fertilizer, and then you plant into them again. So basically, once you do this for several years, these beds will become more established, and the weeds will kind of be knocked down at that point because you've done it over and over, and so you've exhausted the root system under there. Granted, there'll still be a lot of stuff come up, but it's more manageable than without. So I've been doing this for a few years, where I've done these like no-till beds, and I really like them. So I'm gonna keep doing it because I think it's easier than trying to constantly dig up the ground, which is not good for the soil anyway. You want that biodiversity and all the things happening under the soil to stay there versus disturbing them every single time that you till. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I've just ordered also some netting and this biodegradable mulch that will go over the top of the bed. So yeah, basically once the soil is in, we'll level it out nice and smooth. We'll lay our irrigation lines on top of the dirt. Then we will put our mulch film over the top of that. So that's gonna then protect our dirt a little bit so it won't get washed away and the nutrients will stay in there. But it'll also, there will be, the watering system will be underneath there. So that way, whatever we have to water, we'll be able to, because that mulch film is a plastic. It does biodegrade, but it is like a plasticky type. It doesn't allow water through, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So because of that, you have to have irrigation, underneath it so that your plants will get enough water. So anyway, that's the setup that I'm trying to go for. And I'm gonna, work on getting all these rows established over the next couple of months. So that way we're full on ready when, big planting season arrives. Now we are already planting some stuff, but we won't need as many rows right now. So I'm just slowly getting everything established and ready. So, all right, that's the plan right now. I'm gonna keep working and get the rest of this cardboard put in. This is all I have left, so hopefully it'll be enough for the rest of the row. As you'll be able to tell from this footage, This spans over several months' time throughout the winter and into the late winter months as we get this flower farm prepared. We haul in our compost from a local nursery. We can get it in bulk there, and so we just bring it in and then we start scooping it right on top of our cardboard. Guys, sorry it's so bright, but I thought you would appreciate our big pile of compost that got delivered today. And there's all of my cardboard that is ready to go down into the flower farm for our no-dig beds, and this is our compost that's going in our no-dig beds. So check it out. We finally completed all of our no-dig beds for the flower farm. We're almost ready for planting time, but coming up next is going to be the addition of the irrigation system, the mulching system, and a lot of wood chips to go in between all of the beds to suppress weeds. So stay tuned for the next step in the building of the flower farm. I can't wait to see you guys next time here at Rowe & Co Farms.